Okay, so this is my Linux computer here, and I want to show you the latest development progress on my chess game here. So if I go to the folder SDL2-Chaste-Chess here, we have all the source files of this project. So if I open a terminal here, and all I have to do is type make, because I have the make file already made here. Then it's going to compile and run, and we are in the chess game. Now, this is Chaste Chess. Now, what's unique about this is this thing so far has operated only via the mouse, basically. Oh, with a few exceptions. Yes, there is an exception that I'm going to be featuring today. So now when I click these, it will tell me it's a blank space. It'll tell me the chess square name. So if I select this knight here, B1 contains a white knight. This piece has been selected for possible move, and green squares show where the knight can move to. So we move that knight there, and then let's select the opponent's knight. Let's select black's knight, and we can move these. So let's say that this white knight moves here, but then the black knight captures it. But let's say that we want to go back and make a different move. Well, that's where the backspace key comes in here, because when I press backspace here, yes, you see the black knight moved back to where it was, and the white knight is where it was before it was captured. If we backspace again, now the white knight is back where it is. So basically, we can go all the way to the beginning of the game that way. Now, interestingly, when we just keep pressing backspace, it says move data index equals 0. That's because it's the beginning of the game. You can't go back to before any moves have been made. So let's take, for example, this program is meant to be used as a teaching tool. So if I'm going to teach the Queen's Gambit, for example, so let's see, both sides move the Queen's pawn, and then we have the Queen's Gambit, my favorite chess opening here. So if black takes the pawn, notice that the square is blue where the black pawn can capture. So black captures the pawn, and then white takes the full center, has both pawns in the center, and, you know, things can happen like that. But there's other things that we can do too here. So let's go back a few steps. Let's say that instead of black capturing that, let's just say that black makes another move, moves here, and then we get this pawn moving up here. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you en passant. If this black pawn moves 2 squares, white can actually capture it en passant. It doesn't show it, but it actually captures it. Notice the pawn disappeared from here, and then this pawn is in its place. Now let's go back. If we undo the move, yes, the pawn is back where it was. So basically, this game supports all the rules of chess, including en passant. Now, I haven't really debugged the castling mechanism, because castling is where 2 pieces move at once in the same turn. So it's going to have some bugs if I were to try to castle. That's another thing I need to work on in future code updates. But the very fact that we can, you know, click these pieces and we can make moves, and then we can undo those very moves is very cool. Now, I'm going to show you another feature here. As soon as I press escape, the game ends, and then it replays, and it automatically replays all of the moves, but it only plays the moves up to the point at which the moves were backed up to. So if you make moves and then you go backwards, then it will not play back the moves that you undid. So now the code is all correct here. There might be some things to work out with, you know, the castling or perhaps piece promotion if a pawn gets to the other side, but this game is like 90% complete. Now, it doesn't have AI or anything. This is meant to be a virtual sandbox chessboard where I can make any chess move and I can play through a game as a teaching tool. So if I want to teach about chess openings, this game I made using SDL is extremely helpful. And also, if you look at the terminal here, you're going to see all of this debugging information that tells what's happening, moving piece to valid space, en passant potential marked at location. So when a pawn moves 2 squares, that means there is potential that an en passant could occur if another pawn happened to be positioned just right. So I wrote all the code. I'm very proud of this, and I could easily spend hours trying to go through the code and how it works, but it's a real complicated mess. Let me just show you here. Like if I just do ls-l, I'm just going to show you the files. We have all of these files in the directory here. So CPU Chaste chess, there's a reason for that name. And we have Chaste the rainbow, and that's what controls the rainbow colors of the title. But basically I have a source file for the pieces, for the moves, for the user input, for the internal game details, CPU Chaste chess.h, and then the graphics that controls the actual drawing of the squares and the pictures and all these things, and even drawing the checkerboard that's supposed to be the background of the chessboard. I have a separate source file. It's very modular what I've done here, where I have just completely tried to split it into smaller parts to be easier to manage. And I just wanted to share all that because this game is still in development. I work on it occasionally, and I don't know if it'll ever be considered complete because I'm going to keep adding features to it, but I've already been able to make some really incredible animations on my social media using it. So I just wanted to show a little bit of the back end of how this works.